Welcome to the Beginning Band COVID Companion, Distance Learning for Band. This is video 1 of a 4-part series. First, we will learn how to assemble and disassemble our instrument. Next, we will learn how to maintain the mechanics of the instrument and disinfect it. Then, we will learn how to make beautiful sounds on just our mouthpiece. Lastly, we will perform our first notes. I'm going to teach you how to assemble and disassemble your trumpet. First, just listen. Don't try to put your trumpet together quite yet. That will be next. For now, go ahead and study this slide for a moment. There are a lot of parts that you need to know the name of, so go ahead and pause your screen. The first step is to set the case on the floor so that it cannot fall. The side of the case with the handle is the part that goes down. If you look at the red line, it shows you how the case is separated into the top half and bottom half. Please notice that the handle goes on the bottom. If you try to open your case upside down, the trumpet will fall onto the ground, and nobody wants that. Take the body of the trumpet out of the case with your right hand. Grab the mouthpiece with your left hand and insert the shank of the mouthpiece into the lead pipe. Give the mouthpiece a quarter turn to secure it into the lead pipe. Never strike the mouthpiece with your palm to pop it into place. That will make it stuck. That's it. You have a fully assembled trumpet. That takes a lot less time than some other instruments. Now that you know how to put together the instrument, you should also learn how to take apart the instrument. After you're done practicing, a lot of moisture will have accumulated in your instrument. And as soon as you're done playing for the day, the first thing you're going to want to do is empty the moisture out of your instrument using the water keys. The picture on the left shows the main tuning slide water key. That's going to be the one that you empty most of the time. The picture on the right shows the other water key. In order to use that water key, you actually need to press down the third valve with your right hand and then press the water key with your left hand. In order to release the moisture from any water key, simply press the lever and blow into the mouthpiece. You definitely don't want to buzz into the mouthpiece, but just use whisper air. If you're having a hard time emptying the moisture without making a buzzing sound, put your lips around the mouthpiece instead of on the mouthpiece when you blow through. That will eliminate the possibility of accidentally buzzing. After you've emptied all the water out of your instrument, pull the mouthpiece out in a twisting motion and return it to your instrument case. Then, put the body of the trumpet away the way that you found it too. Never force the case closed. If your case is being stubborn, you probably just need to rearrange the pieces a little bit. Latch both latches. You definitely don't want to store your music book or sheet music inside of your case because it will bend your second valve casing. Now that you've listened to me assemble and disassemble my instrument, let's try to put our instruments together at the same time. Now that you've seen me put together my instrument on the slideshow, we should do it together at the same time. So if you haven't already, go ahead and get your instrument and we can assemble our instrument together. Since you've already seen me explain it one time, I'm going to move kind of quickly. But the nice thing about a video is that you can pause it at any point and rewind if you get a little bit behind or confused. The first step is making sure that your case is correct, meaning that the side with the handle is downward. If you open it with the handle side downwards, everything is great. If you try to open it upside down, your trumpet will fall out, and nobody wants that. Once you have the case open, grab the trumpet with your right hand, grab the mouthpiece with your left hand. You can put the shank of the mouthpiece into the lead pipe, and once it's in there, give it a quarter turn. What you definitely don't want to do at this point is pop your mouthpiece with your palm, like this. I'm not even going to do it because the mouthpiece could get stuck, and that's very annoying. We should also learn how to disassemble the trumpet. Now, assuming that you've been practicing for a long time, what will happen when you play the trumpet is the hot air that you blow into the cold metal will condense. A lot like when you blow hot air onto a mirror. You can see the steam fog up the mirror, right? Well, the same thing's gonna happen on the inside of your trumpet. You're gonna often refer to the moisture that accumulates on the inside of your trumpet as spit, but really it's mostly just condensation from our hot air. This button right here is called your water key, and its job is to relieve the moisture that's inside of your trumpet and have it exit your trumpet so that it's not in there making weird sounds. The first thing to do before you put your trumpet away is to empty out all that moisture so that it's not being stored in your trumpet, growing gross things on the inside. One thing to consider is not spreading germs by letting your water go just anywhere. You probably want to have a towel nearby, or maybe a paper towel if you want to dispose of it, or at least a trash can sitting next to you at home. And that way, the things that are contained in that water that you release from your trumpet aren't getting spread around onto the carpet or onto the tile for other people to pick up. The first step to relieving the moisture out of your trumpet is to, with your right hand, you're going to press the water key that's on your right. This is called your main tuning slide. This is going to be the one that you're emptying out the most. In order to empty the moisture out of your main tuning slide, all you have to do is press the button and then blow through your trumpet. Now, you notice that it sounded more like a whisper than it did an actual buzz sound like this. You don't want to make that loud sound when you're trying to empty your water key. The first thing you're going to have to do is take your right hand ring finger and press down on the third valve. The next step is to take your left hand and press the other water key that you haven't released yet. Then you'll continue in the same manner as before. Blow through the instrument and press the button at the same time. Now you've gotten the majority of the moisture out of your instrument, and it's okay to put it back into the case. When you put your trumpet back into the case, I recommend having it in your right hand, so that way you're laying it down correctly. Putting it back into the case the same way that you found it, and then you can scrub your mouthpiece out with a mouthpiece brush if you have one. If you don't have a mouthpiece brush, what you can do is use a Q-tip instead. They work just the same. Now that my mouthpiece is back into the case, I can close the case. If you feel any resistance here at this point, it probably means that you just need to readjust the trumpet a little bit. You should never try to force the case closed because that could bend something that you don't want to have bent. Close the case, latch both latches, and make sure to store your trumpet in a dry, safe place.